Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. Notice I said trigger warning. So if you're a bitter female and you've been through a lot with some dude and you the type to listen to these types of videos and just spew your guts and be all on the wrong side, I don't want to trigger you, okay? But a trigger warning. Welcome back to BrainFLoTv / Hot Topics TV. You already know how we do. Hit that subscribe button and let's get into the topic. Listen, 50 Cent, baby mama, is out here throwing allegations around. Some serious allegations too. But the timing of Daphne Joy's allegations against rapper, music mogul, entrepreneur, businessman 50 Cent, the timing is off. It's way off. In a nutshell, 50 Cent's baby mama says that he raped her and he abused her and a bunch of other stuff we're going to get into. Right after she gets listed as a sex worker for P. Diddy. And then when 50 heard that she is listed as a sex worker, you know, 50 of them, they're multimillionaires. So they call the attorneys right away. Hey, Joe, drop the paperwork and get my son. You know, we got to go to court. Shoot a petition for my son. I'm filing for full custody of my son. And once she found out that he did that, then came the allegations that she is now spewing against him. I want you to put everything into perspective. I'm going to say what I have to say about it at the end of this, but I want you to listen along the way. Shout out to all my subscribers and my listeners. I've been going through it with my throat and this laryngitis stuff. It's healing up. I'm talking, but I still have a lot of coughing. So pardon me if you hear me cough in this video without editing out the cough. I'll try to edit out as much as I can, but you here for the content, right? Right. Let's go. Okay, so 50 Cent has released an official statement, but let's talk about what Daphne said first. She put this out in the public. She said, Curtis James Jackson, everything is a joke to you until our safety is compromised, which is happening now. You are wreaking real havoc, frenzy, and chaos onto people's lives. How would you feel if Sire was the one in handcuffs for nothing? Now, mind you, Sire is the 11-year-old child that 50 Cent has with Daphne Joy, right? And Puff Daddy's two sons were seen in handcuffs when one of his mansions were raided. So she is saying, imagine if it was Sire in handcuffs for nothing. That whole statement by itself is saying the feds raided, but they raided for nothing because ain't nothing going on over here, and they had Puff Daddy's kids in handcuffs. These aren't kids, by the way. One's 25 and one's 30 years old. These are two grown men, right? Okay, she went on to say, we moved to New York to give you the opportunity to be a father to your son, and you saw him 10 times out of the 2 years that we lived 1 mile away from you. I am tired of upholding and protecting an image to our son that you have never even earned. Let's put the real focus on your true evil actions of raping me and physically abusing me. You are no longer my oppressor, and my God will handle you from this point on. You have permanently damaged the last hope I had for you as a father to preserve our family with these last and final false claims made against me. You have broken our hearts for the last time and final time. That's her statement. Within that statement, you can read a whole lot of things. So she's basically saying everything she has been, all these years, she's been pretending that 50 is a good father. All these years, she's been pretending that 50 is there for her and there for their son. She was just doing that to keep his image up. But let's now tell the public the real truth. How you raped me and physically abused me, and you are no longer my oppressor, and my God will handle you from this point on. They always throw God in it. You have permanently damaged the last hope I have for you as a father to preserve our family, to preserve our family. She's been with P. Diddy. She's been working with P. Diddy. So how was she hoping to preserve a family with 50 Cent? What family? And then she goes, with this final claims made against me. 50 didn't make those claims against her. Though her name is listed in the lawsuit, and that is how the feds got her name. Just the same way they got the name of the alleged drug mule slash gun handler for Puffy, the guy that they arrested at the airport as he was boarding the flight with Puffy, and they searched his luggage, and lo and behold, they found exactly what the hell it was said in the paperwork that he would be doing, transporting the drugs for Puffy, and he'll be able to take the fall as a fall guy. Her name is in it as a sex worker. That is her purpose in Puffy's circle, along with Young Miami. They move his drugs around and they do sexual favors, like go to other people and perform sex. Puffy probably like a pimp over there. He like, yo, I got this one half Asian, Blasian, something, this 50 cents baby mom. You want her? Yeah, she real freaky, she could do this, that, and the other. You know how those people get down. But whatever the case may be, we weren't there. But I'm just saying, 50 was not the one that put her out there like that. Her name is listed, and there's a huge operation going on right now with law enforcement agencies, to include Homeland Security, FBI, you name it. They're all in on this. They're kicking doors into mansions, searching. Did y'all see the videos of how they tore up the inside of those mansions? Yeah, and there's a report that there were multiple hidden cameras found in almost every room in one of those mansions. All kinds of stuff going on. But she's over here saying that 50 Cent has now destroyed, damaged permanently the last hope that she ever had for him as a father to preserve their family. They didn't have a family. You have broken our heart. Our heart. That's what toxic women do right there. You have broken our heart. Poor Sire. Sire is 11 years old. Sire ain't into this. His daddy didn't break his heart by saying he's filing for full custody of his child so he can get his child to a safe place and out of this mess that you've gotten yourself into. He said he's looking out for the safety of his child. So how come now you've broken our heart? We're leaving you. I'm taking my child and we're leaving you. That's weird vibes, but that's how it happens, right? I don't know if you've ever been in a relationship with somebody who you in it with them for a while and something happens that displeases you and you try to speak to them about it. Let's say, for instance, you try to speak to them about it in 2024 because it just happened today in 2024. Hey, I don't like what you did today. I find it very disrespectful. And I thought better of you than that. I'm just letting you know that I found it disrespectful, and you really hurt my feelings with that. And instead of them saying, I apologize, I should have never done that, and I won't do it again, they'll do something like this instead. Well, remember back in 2001 when, if you've known them that long, they'll reach 20 plus years back and bring something up from then that you did from way back then, or that they thought you did from way back then, instead of just addressing what is going on now, right? Right. That's some serious deflection and control. And not only that, I'm sorry, but I don't believe the allegations of rape that suddenly comes about. She didn't say she didn't say anything about 50 ever mistreating her or doing this to her, the R word, raping her. She never said anything about that over all these years. It's always been smiles and laughter. 50 has always been cracking at P. Diddy. 50 and P. Diddy been beefing before he even met Daphne Joy. Joy was named as one of Diddy's sex workers in a lawsuit that was filed by Little Rod, to which she quickly responded through Instagram. I am deeply hurt by all the lies in Rodney Jones' lawsuit. The claim that I am a sex worker is 100% false. I am retaining an attorney to explore all legal remedies against both Rodney and his attorneys. Upon learning of the accusation, 50 Cent then went to Instagram and shared. He said, I didn't know you was a sex worker. You little sex worker. LOL. Yo, this shit is a movie, he said. Right? You know 50, right? Always trolling. Well, she took it like, oh, it's funny to you? It's funny to you? About 1 hour after Joy shared her post, 50 Cent responded by confirming reports that he will soon be seeking full custody of his son Sire. Now you could see why they're doing it publicly, or why 50 does it publicly, so he could have a public record of it, right? So he said, it is what it is. See you in family court, sex worker. He captioned at the screen, it is what it is. See you in family court, sex worker. And I mean, she is big upset. She is big mad. But to come out and say that this man raped you and your God will handle him from here on out, I think that's malicious. I think that's just her not wanting to lose custody of their son. And I think that's her thinking that that's the way that she can do it too. But 50 better be careful, right? She went on to say stuff like, what she said, something about 10 times in 2 years is how many times 50 saw the child. We moved to New York to be closer to you, so you could have a relationship with your son, and you saw him 10 times in 2 years. 50 shot back and said, you moved to New York to be closer to me so you could have another baby for me, but I didn't want a relationship with you. At this point, he actually said, I was too busy. And you know he's been busy. You can see his work all over the place, right? All these different series, from Power to, Raising Canaan to you name it. All these exciting series, by the way. Plus, he was on tour. He just did his European tour. So he wasn't even in America. And then, all the other projects that 50 has been putting out. Talk about it. So he says, hey, man, you moved to be closer to me. I didn't want that. You wanted another baby from me. And I didn't want that. And I was too busy. And then you left. And you went to go be with Puffy. And then here we are. Right? Cut it short. That's how it went. You didn't have patience. You didn't. And here we are. You went to go be with Puffy. And here we are. Now you're listed as a sex worker. Which this disturbing allegation has me in a mode where my only interest at this point is the safety of my son. My son Sire is my main priority, and keeping him in a safe environment is my only focus at this time. I don't care about all the other side chatter. I don't care about all that other stuff and your baseless false allegations about me raping you and abusing you. I did nothing to you, right? And we'll see each other in family court. All I'll say at this point is this. 50 better be careful, because there's a lot of people going down based on accusations. And all it takes is one woman to cry hard enough. And next thing you know, boom, there you go, losing all your sponsors, all your credibility, all your hard-earned work gone down the drain. And she gets a check every month regardless, or one big lump sum payment. We'll talk about more of this on another video. I want to hear what you have to say about this. By the way, let me say this. Before I close this video, I've always wanted to say this. When adults get involved in freaky deaky activities and behind closed doors, they're like, ooh, daddy, I'll do something strange for a little bit of change. When they do that, and then years later they come out saying, oh, he abused me and he was feeling on the small of my back and rubbing in between my legs and put his tongue in my ear and I want $10 million. I don't like that. Why? Because you were an adult at the time when you went in and willingly participated, especially the ones with stories that says this happened like 300 times in the past years. In a couple of years that went by, I went to like 300 events with this person, and I was sexually molested and abused at all of them. I mean, you were a grown ass person at every friggin' event, right? Where a person like Cassie is concerned, I was rooting for Cassie getting her money from P. Diddy simply because Cassie was robbed. And it seems like that's the backstory with P. Diddy. Had he paid his people the way he was supposed to pay them without robbing them, he wouldn't be in this predicament, because those are the people who were closest to him that had a lot of secrets to tell. But he pushed them to a point where they were broke and he was up there living the high life, newly minted on the billionaires list, flying private jets and big yachts, still strutting his stuff and beating his chest like King Kong, knowing that these people have secrets and he's not sharing, knowing he robbed these people. That part. If he didn't rob them, it would be a whole different story. But he put an album out for Cassie. Cassie didn't see a penny from her damn album. Puffy somehow wrote that off as expenses for her traveling and touring and producer fees and all this other stuff. Engineering, beat maker, promotion, blah, blah, blah. Zero. Nothing left for the artist. But you my girl, so I'll keep you close to me and you'll still be in a luxury life. Now she's stuck with him, right? And now she's got to sign another contract that says you got to give me like 10 more albums or something, and then to recoup, and then you can get out. That wasn't fair. So in the meantime, you're using her. And that, I believe, she deserves her money from that. But everything else that happened, getting involved with sex workers and doing this and doing that, Cassie was a grown-ass woman when she did all of that. Albeit she was a younger woman, but she was a grown woman, none the same. So these grown people making it a habit of getting involved in these activities and then suing people later for themselves consenting to being involved in these activities. Listen, I'm a grown man. If another man touches me in the wrong way, we're fighting. And if we're not fighting, I am leaving and I am never going back to that environment. And it's that plain and simple. But to have multiple occasions of you being involved in situations like, and now you want to sue, it just doesn't sit right with me. It all seems like a money grab. Tell me if I'm wrong on that as well. And in the comment section, I want you to tell me how you feel about how you feel about 50 Cent's baby mom's Daphne Joy's accusations. The accusation that 50 abused her and raped her, and how suddenly she threw that out there after 50 said, "Sire is my main priority. My 11-year-old son I have with you is my main priority. You got a lot going on right now, listed as a sex worker, and the feds are coming in. They're doing crazy investigation. I just want to have my son in a safe environment and away from all this mess." And because she doesn't want the possibility of him having custody of their son, she throws this out there. Do you believe her allegations? Do you think that 50 Cent needs to be careful? Because if she doubles down, this could get way serious for him. Or do you just feel like She pulled this one out of thin air, and it's not going to fly, and he does deserve to have custody of his son if he can prove that he can provide a more safer environment for his child to be in. I'll catch y'all on the next video. It's BrainFLoTv / Hot Topics TV. You already know if the topic is hot, we're on it. I'm out. Peace.